friends, to be able to share a fun project like this with audiences like you is so much fun. So thank you guys for that. I'd like to take a minute now just so everyone can notify their exits. They can take a minute to just know where these are, and then in the event of an emergency, our ushers will gladly see you safely. Out of courtesy for the actors, we ask that there is no photography throughout the performance, and also that you silence your cell phones now and turn those off. Just out of courtesy for the actors. So I'm sure that you're all very excited to see Peter and the Open holiday production this year. And since it's the season of giving, we encourage you to consider the firehouse as part of your year. Even with a full house like this, it doesn't even ticket sales don't even come close to what it takes to keep our nonprofit organization going and maintain beautiful but old streets like this. So if you have any money that you're please feel free to and there are donation forms in your programs. If that is complete out there, you can also donate at firehouse.org. So any money that you have is greatly appreciated. And Theater in the Open is also in the process of their annual reel and user support as well. So if you'd like to donate to them, you can go to theaterintheopen.org. The Longview State Park Association is selling $50 calendars in the lobby. I don't know if anyone saw those. But that is to maintain some of the beautiful parks and landscapes in the park. So at intermission, feel free to check those out. Great. Well, I've talked long enough, and without further ado, please enjoy the show.
Once upon a time, there was a happy kingdom ruled by a happy young king and queen. The royal pair was generous and warm-hearted, and so were their subjects, so that winter in their kingdom seemed shortened by the warmth of their hearts, and hard times were welcomed as occasions for sharing. But the kingdom's contentment was never greater than on the winter solstice, when the king and queen were blessed with a son. The folk rejoiced and traveled from all over the land with gifts for the child. But on Christmas Eve, as they gathered round the new prince, something terrible happened. High up in the frozen mountains, there dwelt a clan of wicked ice sprites. Their chief was elated, for he had created a magical mirror that distorted everything it viewed, showing the world as an ugly and wicked place. In the mirror, a cute puppy would resemble a hairless old rat, and a sweet-smelling rose would look like boiled spinach. In this mirror, the most beautiful face would become so hideous that no one could bear to look at it. The wicked sprites were so delighted with this mirror that they began to bicker, each vying to possess it. When one pulled it from another's grasp, the mirror flew up into the freezing night sky, high above the king's palace, and then fell to the earth, shattering into millions of pieces. Now this wicked mirror worked much more mischief, for each of these shards cut straight to the heart of every person in the kingdom, the ice and sadness draining all warmth until everyone was left with a heart of ice. The folk who had brought presents for the new prince suddenly thought how much better it would be to keep the presents for themselves. The king thought how sick he was of miserable peasants, and the queen wished she had never married a man with so large and hairy a nose. The whole kingdom fell beneath the foul influence of this spell, and each family celebrated Christmas by hoarding away their belongings and shutting up their cold hearts from relatives and neighbors. Except one. Not far away lived a family who had also been blessed with a child on Solstice Eve. a beautiful baby girl who came laughing into the world. But her mother was very sick, and on Christmas Eve, as she lay softly singing to her babe, those shards of mirror shot through her heart, and her husband's, and her child's. But even as her husband felt his heart turn cold, and began to blame his newborn for taking his wife from him, this kind woman held her child close, and with the last warm beat of her heart, her love melted the ice in her daughter's heart away. They buried the woman in the garden and planted a hazel tree there. In time, the husband remarried. His new wife brought her 4 daughters to live with them, and they were like everyone else in the kingdom, shot through with pettiness and cruelty. And when the husband became ill and died, they were terribly mean to the poor orphan girl. But the girl grew strong and happy all the same, and was kind to everyone and everything, for hers was the